Well, that's some good news there for Bryland, and even better news from New York. Our Felicity Darville has been attending the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. She joins us live from United Nations reception. Felicity, how are things over there in the city that never sleeps?
Absolutely wonderful and exciting. Hi, Marlena.
Hi. And we heard that you're attending this commission exclusively. No other Bahamian press member is there. So can you tell us a little bit about how you felt about that, how you were selected?
Well, back in 2010, I started True Vision Media Group with the motto, getting good news in the news. And former Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Melanie Griffin, she heard about it and decided to bring me on to do some work with them to help to really tell the Bahamian story, the story of the women's suffrage movement, to do some documentaries, some newspaper supplements, so that people can know and appreciate and understand the importance of International Men's Day, the International Day of the Family, the International Day of the Girl Child, and of course National Women's Week and Month and International Women's Day, which was just celebrated. And so I think, 10 years later, I'm just grateful that they've actually brought me here so that I can see what it is our officials really do when they go to these international events, and it's really powerful.
And speaking of being able to see what they do, what has it been like for you to be there? What have some of the presentations been like?
I am really blown away to see how other countries really laud the Bahamas for their progress on women. This is the Commission on the Status of Women. And I think that, Marlena, we take a lot of things for granted. So, for example, worldwide, there's about 32% in women leadership, right? However, women make up about 50% of the workforce. And so when they find out that the Bahamas actually has a woman governor general, a woman president of the Senate, a woman speaker of the House, and a woman commissioner, I mean, we may take these things for granted. It's like, this just is how things evolve. However, I mean, other countries, they're still dealing with female genital mutilation, of child marriage. And so the advancement we've made have really been just inspired to know that we are making progress as a country and that other countries note that.
Amazing. And when we speak about that progress, we know this year is the anniversary of the Beijing Declaration, which a lot of people see as a blueprint for gender equality. How is it being recognized?
So, because this is the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration, we have actually a large contingent of government ministers that deal with women's affairs and social services that are here. And what they found is that the gender gap in the past 30 years has been closed by about 68%. And that might sound good, and that is good. However, it's going to take about 131 years to reach the next 32%. And that's because of issues such as the COVID-19 pandemic, which was a setback, the current state of geopolitics, and of course, climate change. And so there's lots of work to be done, especially in the areas of violence against women and girls.
Well, we know our Minister, Miles LaRota, made a presentation. What was the highlight from that for you?
Well, some of the things that stood out in Minister LaRota's presentation is that he spoke about the fact that HIV/AIDS has declined in our country by about 53%, which is pretty good globally, that we have a 0% transmission rate from mother to child, that maternal mortality has decreased in our country. He talked about funding for women from the Small Business Development Center, the Bahamas Development Bank. He spoke about the fact that the woman population at the University of the Bahamas is actually higher than the men, because women know that in order to close that gender pay gap, they've got to be educated. And of course, the minister also highlighted the fact that climate change is really threatening the progress of gender equality in the Bahamas.
Amazing. Well, obviously you've gotten to see all of that amazing work coming from everyone over there, but have you gotten to do anything fun? I mean, you're in the Big Apple. Have you gotten to actually experience any of it?
Yes, Marlena, because the city never sleeps, when our work is over, I had a chance to go to Times Square. I've got a chance to go to Union Square. Today, I took a brief subway ride, went to Grand Central Station, walked along Park Avenue and Fifth Avenue, so that was exciting. And right now, I'm currently in a restaurant called Fuego de Chao, which means fire underground, and it's pretty popular. And we have a lot of dignitaries here, such as our Bahamas Consul General, Leroy Major, the Honorable Leroy Major, of course, the Minister Miles LaRota, Minister of State Lisa Ramming. We also have coming the wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Anne Marie Davis. And we also have great women leaders here, such as former Judge Cleopatra Christie. We have Mrs. Layla Green, Reverend Diana Francis. We have from the men's desk, Mr. Chadwick James. And so we also have our Ministry of Tourism officials. And so I'm getting ready as soon as you're done with me to go and have some fun with them.
Well, Felicity, I'm going to let you get right to it. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a little fun for all of us over in New York. Well, sports is next, so stay close.